we're gonna start on my next little pizza right now that I want to make. It's gonna show you slightly different. You don't really have to worry about your just get any, if there's any toppings, just push those, little bits I should say of topping. Just push those aside and you'll be fine like that. Anyways, we're gonna get out the other dough now. Right, where's my other dough? We're gonna grab, I have roughly half the amount of toppings that I do from the other one. Really close. It's essentially just the leftovers of the green pepper and some of the mushrooms that I had, and roughly about 60 grams. Okay, an eighth of a pound of pepperoni here. Now I'm gonna wash my hands because they have meat flavor and stuff like that in them. Even though my dough is always gonna get that flavor in, I'm just gonna give my hands a little wash. Alright, rinse my spoon off that I had anyways. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, again, a little more cornmeal right here. Now about, half a tablespoon is good here. And about a little more than a tablespoon of flour. Alright. And now, again, I have a dough in a different container here. So just, it's not hard, just go around, then it sticks to the side, and as soon as you release it, it doesn't stick back. But it feels like it sticks back a little, but it doesn't. So anyways, you go like that. Now I'm going to use my, ooh, look, you can see the air bubble right there. That's a clear one right there. Yeah, hey, pop. Alright, so that showed you a good air bubble. So anyways, you got this dough here. I'm going to grab out my knife, and I'm going to cut this dough right in the middle. Don't cut your hand. Yeah, this is a bread knife too, so it's not a jagged bread knife. So, okay, so anyways, just, there you go. Take half your dough, put her back, because I'm making this will be a more it's a small pizza, but it's going to be like more of a thin crust medium, not quite so thin. So anyways, you got your dough here, put that over there, mix up your little flour here. Oh, better move over to this side here, right? Okay, so we're going to put this guy in here like that now. Alright, so now this one here, I'm going to try to show you how to stretch all by hand. Some people don't have a rolling pin. Who knows if you do. So anyways, you got little bubbles. Just like I said, try to push and always keep your pizza to the side. Okay, so I'm not going to try to do this too fast. Okay, there. Grab a little bit of, make sure. Okay. So this is like a rolling pin right there with your hand. You can almost get down to that thickness you already want. Okay. Now, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so this is a little bit of a dough. So, all right. Now you can see how I just pull it and hey, it just got so much bigger so fast. Okay, and you just keep. All you do is you pick up your flour and your dough around when you switch it, okay? So again, you can just roll it out with your fingers like that. Make sure you got a nice little edge. You pull it where you need to pull it if you need to make it a circle, okay? You're gonna slap it from hand to hand. That's all you gotta do, okay? There you go. Pizza's pretty much done. I can already smell the pizza in the oven. It's been that long and I can already smell the pizza in the oven. All right, so now we got a nice little dough here. All right. Now, I just thought I have something over here to get out of the freezer. Alright. Okay. That freezer. There we go. Okay. Okay, so anyways, we got this pretty much stretched. Like I say, it's not hard to throw from hand to hand. Just make sure you're turning your pizza about a quarter of a turn as you do it. So anyway, we're gonna go back around like this. Just put the whole dough in the dough. Now, let's say, because I just showed you that, okay? let's say something happened, I got the holes in there, and you want to squeeze it out a little more for some reason. You're going to go a little bit bigger. Okay, doesn't hurt anything. Give it a little turn if you're going to do that. Okay. Okay. And just do it again. It doesn't hurt nothing. Okay, so you're not going to hurt any other dough by doing what you just did. Okay. Now, again, you're thick where the dough is the thickest. You can see it's a lot thicker here. You know, you really want to put a lot of holes in there. The holes are going to help spread it also. Okay, so now grab yourself. This is a different pan I was talking to you about right here. Okay, I should show it. See, it still has holes in it. I even have I have a different one that has smaller holes, a little more uniform, not like a star shape here. The idea of the holes and the air getting in here, so you don't. So first of all, so air gets in here and it cooks very, very evenly. You can see this is a raised one. Some people will cook them inside like that, but then it's hard to get your pizza, you know, nicely to come back out. I actually cook with it upside down. Now, if you were to cook with no holes and what they call a deep dish, if you will, they grease them. The dough is all the same. You don't need to put, generally you don't need to put the kind of holes you do in the dough, but you're also frying the dough because you have to grease the pan. So anyways, I'm going to just push that, you know, but dough's not going to get too crazy. So you can see about here, this will be about, you know, what I consider to be a medium-sized pizza now. It's going to be close to 12-inch. Okay, so you just let it droop down the side a bit, all the way around. All right. And now I'll explain this here, I should say, because usually when you make doughs, you can make a couple at a time. This I'm doing this way. Now you can also, you know, if you feel like, you can poke it on here. The screen that I just used, I wouldn't do this because it'd be different. But you can also poke it on here if you'd want, like this. If you had put the dough on after. Okay. Doesn't hurt to do that. Okay. So now you're going to grab, again, I got a little bit of a lip all the way around there. So it's drooping down just a bit. Grab yourself your sauce. So here I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, just start turning. Now here, because the way it droops down, different than the other screen, you can even go a little closer to the edge on this one. Okay, and this is why I like this little pan thing, because I can actually turn the pan. Okay. This is better for, you know, to say, I just like to cook a bigger pizza because then I have many meals all cooked at once and I'm not turning on the oven and oven on and oven on. So anyways, I'm going to put just slightly a little more extra sauce on this one too. Alright. You don't have to, I'm just, you know, I like a little difference here and there, but alright. There. Okay, done with that spoon. You can put what sauce you have right back in the freezer if you're not going to use it anytime soon. Also, your dough, you can grab, put that back in the freezer if you're not going to use it anytime soon. Alright. Nice. Okay. Now, we're going to put probably close to about 125 grams of cheese here. I put a half of the sauce that I had left, so roughly, I'd say there's about 200 milliliters of sauce there. Alright, and about a cup of flour of dough. Alright, so I guess we can move that back just a bit. Alright, so you just come around like that. Okay, remember you want to see the sauce there? You can throw more cheese on top of your pizza if you want after. I don't, you know, I like cheese, but if you put too much, it gets too wet. Especially because I use two vegetable toppings for every meat topping, generally, to be able to flow out a nice little flavor. So anyway, put there, That's about 100 grams of at the moment. Now I'm going to put on some little pepperonis here like this. All right. I tend to only make pizzas when because the cheese I can buy, grate it, freeze it, put it in, and then try to wait until the pepperoni comes down on sale, because I don't like to freeze my. You can. I don't like to freeze my meat and wait too long. Cheese can stay quite a while after I shred it. But anyways, I try to make pizzas just when I can get the toppings and whatnot on sale. Anyways, you're gonna want to get your mushroom here, like this. Anything you're going to use canned or that's sitting in water, squeeze it with your hand as much as that water you can get out of there, because you are going to have a soggy dough pizza. The minute you have to also let a pizza rest when you take it out of the oven. You can't just cut it right away, or all the juice and everything will drop right down to the crust, and you're going to get a soggier pizza than if you just waited just a bit and let the cheese firm up and kind of hold all the oil juices, not to say solidify. But anyway, I want a little bit of mushroom on here. All right. Now, this pizza here, if anybody's ever had a frozen pizza in their life, I guarantee you when you pull this out of the freezer and you go to cook it, you can thaw it out if you want a little before. All right, you can thaw it out. You just don't want to thaw it out and let it get dried out or anything like that, because the sides of the dough and everything will start going. But this is how I do it. There's my frozen pizza. What I'm going to do to help, because I'm freezing it especially, is I'm just going to sprinkle on a dash of cheese more. And we all know when cheese freezes, it kind of like locks. Also, when it cooks, it's going to lock. So what's going to happen is this is going to kind of hold all the toppings in place in the freezer for if you go to take it out or move it or anything like that. All right, so you won't have toppings flying everywhere. Also, it's always nice when you're cooking. You can add a little bit of cheese right when your pizza is done. Right when it comes out of the oven, you could sprinkle a little bit of cheese on your pizza, also to hold all the toppings in place a little more accurately. So now you just, like I say, just grab your little bits there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I have a box that I use just for this. Anyways, so pull it in over here. Alright, so I just take mine. It goes inside my box like this. Alright, that's what I do with mine. Alright, I just close up the top back up like that. And hey, you can see this box is just for my pizza. What I do is I often, because my neighbor, whenever she gives me help or something, her favorite thing of anything is my pizza. So what I've done is I actually wrote the ingredients right there on the side, or not the ingredients, what to do if it's thawed or if it's frozen for her. Maybe I should just, I wonder if I can get a clamp, see? So I just wrote out, ooh, it's hard to hold, there we go. Back up a hair, move over this way, there. So I just wrote out what to do for her. And what I do is I have a spot for myself. I just take it, goes right in the freezer, like that, and I let it freeze. If you've got, and you can put it like in a form of Ziploc baggie, especially if you're making smaller ones, and you're going to leave them in there for a long time so they don't collect like the taste of the fridge or anything. All right, now that pizza is smelling delicious in there.